Hi everyone, welcome here to my channel. My name is Fabiana, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be making something really nice that I saw on Pinterest, which is this beautiful wine glass holder. I'm going to be using my Sentro 22 to do that. It makes the perfect tube for this cozy for the wine. And then I finished it off with this yarn thread that I had, that I'm going to be linking down in the description below. It's really nice. You can find this on Amazon, okay? It's sold by Círculo. It's a yarn that will hold the weight, and that's why I like this. And it's also a really nice decoration for Christmas, holidays, Thanksgiving, or whatever you're thinking about. You can give to everyone, and everyone can have their own wine glass holder or wine glass sock, and that's how it looks like. It is a really fast project. You can make in 30 minutes each, so I think this is really adorable for special occasions. So let's get started, guys. So to make this wine glass cozy, I'm going to be using this yarn here, which is an amigurumi yarn. It is 45% cotton and 55% acrylic, but you can also be using any just acrylic yarn. Acrylic winter yarn could be as well. A little bit of waste yarn to start and end, and an elastic as well, just to put on the bottom to hold. I made this one for me, just join the two sides of this elastic here, and this is the one I'm going to be using because it's gonna be seamless on the other end. And then this hook, 4.5 millimeters hook, and a little tapestry needle to finish the ends, and a glass as well to test if you have the right size, okay? But I'll be explaining, the one I'll be explaining for you, it should fit all sizes, okay? I'm using the Sentro 22. You can also be using your Addi 22 as well. It will work. And then start with some waste yarn. It's a very fast project, this one. It should take you around 30 minutes to make. And then just a normal cast on to work on tube mode. I'm going to be making 3 rows with this waste yarn on the beginning. That's gonna be removed after. So 1, 2, 3. Finish here, place the other yarn inside the yarn guide. We can leave a long tail to start, and this should be a tail that's gonna be enough to bind off the stitches and cover that elastic. So it needs to be 2 or 3 meters, 2 meters of yarn on the beginning here, just so we can bind off the stitches later. And then now with this yarn, I'm going to be making 18 rows. So make your 18 rows there, and then I'll come back with you just to finish this project. As I said, it's a very quick project. Once you're done, make a full row without the yarn. Stop just before the last needle, and then start removing the stitches with tapestry needle and some waste yarn, so we can easily bind off the stitches later. And then after this, just choose one side that you want to put the elastic and the other one that's going to be on the top. I chose this one to be on the top because the stitches have to be more far apart, so it actually fits the glass. And that's why I'm using a bigger hook as well. And so on this side here, I'm going to put the elastic. And to do that, I'm going to start with a full row of just slip stitches. Before I do that, I'm going to bring this yarn to this side here. So bring the yarn to this side and then make a stitch here to start. And then put the hook through the second stitch, yarn over, pull through. Make sure the stitches are not very tight. It's gonna be just on the bottom, so it can be just normal tight. On the other side, they're gonna have to be very spread apart so it actually fits the glass. So I'm going to do this all around. Okay, just bind off all around, and then I'm going to remove the yarn, the waste yarn after. After you made the last stitch, just remove this waste yarn here. I just pull it, just pull it all the way, and then find that one that runs through all the stitches, which is this one. Sometimes you can get confused with the other one. That's why I actually do this. So as you can see, it's still gonna fit this. And now all we're gonna do is, and this is a really good trick for crochet when you want something elastic that, you know, stays on, like leg warmers, socks, anything. You can use this trick here. It's just make a loop with elastic and then cover it up. I'm just going to finish this on this last loop here with a slip stitch to finish this first row. And then I'm going to put this elastic underneath it. This is a trick that I learned in Bali. They use this a lot for crochet bikinis. And then I'm going to put the elastic underneath the work, put the hook through underneath the elastic, pull the yarn as I normally would, make a single crochet. Now this doesn't need to be very tight either, because the elastic's gonna do the job, okay? So put the hook through underneath, just like this, yarn over, pull through. So this is gonna be on the bottom of our glass. And as you go through, if you need more elastic to work on top of it, you just pull it. And then once you finish on the last stitch, just make sure it fits through the bottom of the glass. Mine's fitting, so I can bind off, can finish it off. Just with a slip stitch. If you know a better way, just do it your own way, this way. Then we can hide this tail on the back. I like to use smaller hooks for this. They are much easier to do this type of work. And I like to always make an extra knot on the bottom here. Now for the other side, we can finish with a nicer finishing as well if you want. I have this gold yarn. I think I might be using it. But with this yarn here, and remember, still attached. If I haven't said that, just make sure you don't cut the yarn when you finish with the knitting machine. And then let's make slip stitches as well on this side. Remove this thing here. And for this side here, so this is the last loop we knitted, I'm thinking I'm going to be making an extra chain in the middle. So chain one, then put the hook through the next stitch and slip stitch. Chain one. There will be a little gap, which is not a problem really, and then slip stitch one. Then chain one again. slip stitch, chain one. I'm going to be repeating that all the way around it. And this is, I'm making this chain so it fits through the glass when we finish with this project. And then after this, before you finish this last stitch here, just make sure it fits through your glass and sits on the top here, on the widest part of it. Mine already did, so I'm just gonna slip stitch here in this very first stitch to finish with this yarn here. Because I decided to make mine a little more fashion. I wanted sort of like a gold chain around it. And because I have this gold yarn here, and this yarn is great for Christmas celebrations as well. It has a slim version of it, which is a little more slim than that. But I like to make the little hearts with it as well, if you want to make some decorations for your glass. That's nice as well. I'm gonna share the link for this yarn down in the description below because it's available on Amazon as well. And then I'm going to just put my hook through this same yarn space here, make a slip knot, and just single crochet around it, just making sure you don't make the stitches too tight so they won't fit the glass anymore. And just making the same number of stitches really. Chain one and then go around it. I'm going to just put the hook through here, these gaps here, they are the chain gaps. And then make this way. So one here and one right there. And then one right here, and also covering these tails. And this is gonna give our glass cozy a very nice finishing if you're going to a party or something like that. So I'm going to be making this work all around it, just making sure this is not tight, it's gonna fit the glass at the end, okay? And if you're enjoying this tutorial, make sure you check my books out. This is the first book, is Garments for Adults. If you have a circular knitting machine, you can make any of these garments. They're all made on circular knitting machines and finished either with knitting, if you know how to knit, and crochet if you know how to crochet. Now this is the second book here, it's only kids garments. This is a great book to have because I teach how to make panels as well. And seriously, these sweaters for kids you can make in only one afternoon once you're getting used to. There's a bunch of different types of sweaters and jackets that you can try for your child or baby. And so let's keep going on this pattern. Again, just make sure it fits through the top here. And it's looking really nice, I really like. And now I'm going to be making one slip stitch in this very first or second stitch, whichever you can put this big hook through. This yarn hasn't got much give, and that's why I like it for the string. And then once I finished here, I got the other side or just another strand of this yarn. Just to make it double, I made a slip knot here, put the hook through, pull through that very next stitch, and then just pull it tight. We're going to bind to hide that tail later. And then I'm going to work the string with two strands of yarn. Just make as long as you would like it to be. And then my string has around 30 inches just to wrap around my neck and just lay underneath my chest. And then, so here I added a little heart. I'm going to leave the heart chart here for you guys to follow it. It's very simple to make. And then make sure you untwist this untwist this string before you attach it. And then just fold in half. Make sure you just attach straight on the opposite end of it. Pull this through and just make a slip knot like this. Okay, this yarn here has to be glued, so you're gonna need a little bit of glue. And just pass through a few of the stitches so it's secured. And then just glue it somewhere. You can make an extra knot here if you want as well. And then I'm gonna show you just me wearing it in a second. As soon as you made this knot here, you can cut it off and just secure the knot with a little bit of glue, okay? Just fabric glue should be fine. I'm so glad I had this. And then you can hide these tails. So I'm gonna hide all these tails as well. And then I'll come back with you guys wearing it, just for you guys to have a look of how it looks like. But I think it's really nice for Christmas. I would actually add a little star on it as well if you want it for Christmas, just to give to everyone. And it's so cheap and easy to make as well. I think it's really awesome with this gold. I love it. So I'll come back with you guys. And here it is, guys. This is our finished glass cozy. And that's how it fits me. I really like the idea of the gold yarn here, only because it makes a much sturdier strings. It doesn't have as much give as the cotton yarn has, and it holds really well. The bottom here, it's really nice as well with this elastic. It won't come out of the glass. And so guys, if you enjoyed this tutorial, if you like all my tutorials, make sure you share with friends, subscribe to my channel. I always have a lot of different patterns made with these circular knitting machines.